Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tina, and I want to talk with you about a dirty little secret that I have. My dirty little secret is that I love the Real Housewives. I do. I know it is ridiculous at times. These women and their shenanigans are over the top, but I can't help it. I love the lifestyle porn that they exhibit. I have a taste for luxury things, and I feel that watching these shows gives me a sense of what's out there, what could be, how to get it, and what do I really like. Now, that being said, I would never suggest that you pursue getting these items in a way that I think many of these women do, which is on credit, where, some of them are in debt up to their eyeballs. We're talking millions of dollars in debt, and I would never encourage that. But I gotta be honest, on top of the pathetic drama, which can be a bit addictive to watch, I really, really like looking at their handbags, their jewelry, their decor, their clothing. And I have found that when I was a kid, I would get excited about school starting because this was the time that I would refresh my wardrobe and I would kind of like think about how do I want to look and how do I want to present myself in the coming year. And frankly, the Real Housewives, and in particular, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, has kind of been my go-to for that motivator for probably the last 6 or 7 years. I will watch a housewife show and I will be keyed into what's on trend for them, what's classic looking, what's stylish, and what are some pieces that I could incorporate into my style so that I don't look like the same 27-year-old year after year after year, especially now that I am well past the age of 27. Watching The Real Housewives has really been a fun activity for me to get a glimpse of what do these women have and how do they look, and would I potentially want to have some of that stuff for myself? Now, I do have some rules for how I pursue shopping the Real Housewives wardrobe, and I want to share those with you because it's really easy to be caught up in, especially with Instagram and television and reality television and Facebook too, this witnessing what other people have and then wanting to have that for yourself. And there are ways that you can do it, and there are rules that you can set that will allow you to pursue these things with some wisdom. And that's what I want to talk about today. I have 4 rules on how I purchase things that I see on The Real Housewives. Number 1, do your homework. I will research what these products are. I will follow a few blogs that will tell me the name brands of them, how much they cost, where I can purchase them. And the reason it's important to do your homework is you want to get a sense of how much it costs. I absolutely insist on any of these items that I purchase, I have saved up for, and I've purchased them with cash. Or if you watch my prior video and you know that I'm going to make a large spend with my credit card, I will use a credit card to get the rewards points, but then absolutely pay it off before the bill is due, because I feel it's important that luxury is not a luxury if it's a trap. If you get trapped into debt with it, it doesn't help you at all. And frankly, it won't make you feel any better if you're wearing a Louis Vuitton coat and yet you're carrying the burden of that debt on your back. Do you see what I'm saying? Rule number 2 that I've set for myself is stick to the classic pieces. I do not acquire trendy items. I've done that in the past, and in the end, I dislike them after a season or 2, and then it's difficult to offload them. If you stick to trendy pieces, you can consider it almost like an investment. Number 1, they'll be in style season after season after season. And number 2, if you do need to offload it, you can sell it to a consignment shop. And at that consignment shop, you will be able to get at least some of your money recovered. If you're really into this stuff and you have a network of friends who is into it as well, you might even be able to sell it for exactly what you purchased it for to somebody within your network. I sell mine to consignment shop and I've always lost money. So now I focus on ensuring that I acquire pieces that are classic in style so that hopefully I don't fall out of love with them. You will lose money on things that go out of style because the consigners will know that they can't get for it anything close to what you paid for it. My 3rd rule, as I mentioned in the last one, you can sell stuff. That means other people are selling stuff. I look for a lot of my items at consignment shops. I have some favorites that I'll link below, but in particular, I really enjoy Fashion File as a consignment shop for handbags. I mentioned finding classic pieces. They have a lot of Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. These are brands and companies that have a heritage to them, and they really hold their value. My very first designer Louis Vuitton handbag that I purchased, I could sell today for the exact money that I paid for it 6 or 7 years ago, even in the condition that it is today, because Louis Vuitton has regularly raised their prices. So now a used one sells for exactly what I purchased mine for, brand new from the boutique 6 or 7 years ago. Admittedly, I bought a few things from the boutique brand new. I don't know that I would do that again. I feel, frankly, that there are a lot of really rich women out there, and while I consider myself wealthy, I don't consider myself nouveau riche or super loaded. So I look at it like I'm going to let those women go ahead and buy it, and then maybe the next season or after they've gotten tired of it or they want to upgrade to a newer model, then I will go ahead and buy their hand-me-downs, because it's the same concept as buying a car that's a year or 2 years old. Let somebody else take the initial hit if there is going to be an initial hit, and then you can pick up some that are in pristine condition or excellent condition that, true, they've been worn by others and you might see a little bit of scuffing here and there, but frankly, I'm a little bit rougher with my bags anyway. So I look at it like, let them get a little bit of the damage done already. I will accept that damage and pay, several $100s less in some cases, and still get to enjoy that beautiful handbag. I maybe have 6 or 7 handbags in my collection, and 4 of them I've purchased pre-loved or previously used secondhand. And my last tip is to make sure you buy things that you really will enjoy and understand that they work with your lifestyle. I have done this before where I have purchased things and then it sat in my closet, and it's such a disappointment. I mean, yes, it's fun. You walk in your closet and you can see this beautiful object or this lovely blazer or this great leather coat or this beautiful clutch that's great for an evening night out. But it turns out you work out of your house, you live your life in jeans and tennis shoes, you never have a night out. Then what's the point of having that item? You need to make sure, or I highly recommend at least, that you acquire things that fit in your lifestyle. Case in point, I purchased a Gucci Soho chain toe in a nubuck leather years ago. This bag was so beautiful. I mean, gorgeous, so gorgeous. I used it 3 times. The reason I did that is because I had at the time a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I was terrified of them touching the leather and staining it. Also, the place I lived had regular rainstorms in the evening, and I couldn't get that handbag wet. So it did not meet my lifestyle needs at all, and therefore it really sat in my closet for about 1.5 years until I sold it. Now, the pitiful thing is, it was also a very trendy handbag. The color was seasonal, and the style was a discontinued style by the time I sold the bag. And for that reason, I ended up losing a boatload of money on it. I think, to talk true numbers with you, I think I purchased it for $1,100 and I was able to sell it back for $500 1.5 years later, which kind of disappoints me. I hope that disappoints you, and I hope none of you make that mistake, because it's not a mistake worth repeating. So guys, there you have it. I have that dirty little secret. I do love watching the Real Housewives. As I mentioned, there's multiple franchises that I watch. New Jersey is my favorite, but I'm also really excited for the Salt Lake one that's coming up, because I can't wait to see those mountain vistas in the background. And I use them to motivate me to take better care of myself. These shows are a great opportunity for me to freshen up my look, freshen up my style, care more about my appearance. Some of these women are 60 years old and they look younger than me. All right, maybe not younger than me, but they probably have just as good a skin as I have. And I want to be like that. I want to aspire to retain my youth in the same way that these women do, and to retain my style in the same way that these women do. So if any of you guys are fans of these shows, I would love to hear about that, because I want to know that I'm not alone and that I got some peeps out there. Anyway, hope this information was helpful to you, and I hope you guys have a great day.